Hello everyone, my name is LogoutXD, or some of you might know me as LoginPC from PlayStation. I'm bringing you my Sorcerer/Nightblade subclass build today. I didn't do any testing on the PTS, I just went into this update knowing exactly what I wanted to do, which was take all the Nightblade bursts and mechanics I have and turn them into the Sorcerer mobility machine with Hurricane and Streak. So that's kind of what I am, just a floating, really high damage runner, just going around, one-shotting everything. Still got great heals and sustain. So let's jump right into what we have. It's going to be 5-piece Rallying Cry and 5 pieces Order's Wrath on the front bar. So Rallying Cry back bar, Order's Wrath on the front bar. We're rocking Balorg. You can also run Bloodspawn here if you want some more stamina recovery and ulti-gen. And then it's 1 piece of the Gallant Chain trainee set for the health, and the new broken Monomyth Reforged artifact, which is giving you your major force, minor berserk, and major protection on the back bar. So, super strong item here. Before that I was running Saint Seducer, but this is just too good not to run. So for weights, we have medium, medium, and medium, 3 medium, light, light, and light, 3 light, and then 1 heavy. So 3 medium, mostly for the crit damage and all-around damage and stam sustain. With the extra crit damage from medium and my CP, I have I reach crit cap, or crit damage cap, which you'll see. So here, let me jump down and hit some ads. Crit everything, and we are at 55% crit damage. Plus, when I'm in combat, that is 75 with the new ring. And then when I'm with this up, it's 85. So 85% crit damage, and then the way crit works is you also have the 50% base crit. So you reach the cap of 125 and you go over it actually by 10. So we have 135% crit damage, which is fine because people who have crit resistance are gonna pull some of that damage off. So going over the cap is okay here. So it's a super high crit damage build. Here is the stats you'll see. Let me buff up again. Back bar, we have defending, so we're looking at 28k and 23k, about 30.5k max health, 27k max mag, and about 18k max dam. I have some points into health here so that we can reach above 30k, because the burst is just so high on everything this patch that I really wanted to have over 30k health a little bit, or be around that mark. And then in Cyrodiil, sometimes it goes up a little bit more even. Recoveries, 13, 20, and 1100. Super solid. If we pop a potion, I think that's the only buff there. Yep, pop a potion, we're up to 1681 and 1454. So super solid recoveries. And the thing we have as well is siphoning attacks. So the recoveries actually aren't super great, but we can just run around and spam siphon, vigor, and healing soul. And we have plenty of sustain with that. It's kind of like a Dark Deal, infinite sorcerer kind of thing. Let me finish off the armor. Apologies, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. For weapons, we got Nirnhoned Dagger and Nirnhoned Axe and Sharpened Axe. The Nirnhoned is super important on the main hand to get the extra damage, and this you can kind of do whatever, but I like Sharpened. Shock damage is doing the Concussed, and which is giving them minor vulnerability, so 5% increased damage taken, and then this is giving them minor Defile. Back bar is defending with the weapon and spell damage. You could run double dot poisons if you like. Those are really strong just for bursting down one player. But the problem there is if they purge it, this patch with all the Templar stuff, it's kind of wasted. So I like the glyph here. Jewelry is Triune, Triune, and Triune with magic recovery glyphs on weapon spell damage. So there's really no sustain built into this except for siphoning and then the tripods. That's pretty much the most sustain. So you really have to kind of play in and out, get your kill, and then pop a streak or pop a what's it called? Race Against Time, and run back, find line of sight, hit your siphons, fully buff, and then you can go back in. Okay, let's go over abilities. So on the axes, dual wield front bar, we've got Concealed Weapon, which I think might be the best spamble in the game just because it comes out so fast. It's the only move I know of that if you stun someone, you can hit them with this move before they break stun and roll or block. So it secures a lot of kills on super good players because of that mechanic. It's also giving us Minor Expedition. Merciless Resolve got buffed, so now we have two bow procs, 2 spectrals, which is just ridiculous. I don't know who did that or why they did it. Now we've got Power Extraction, which is our source of major sorcery, and it's also giving us Minor Courage and debuffing the enemy. All around great move. It does cost stem though, so watch out for that on your sustain. It also can hit people in the roll dodge. So after you incap someone or you soul tether multiple people and you want to secure when you think they're going to roll dodge, you can Power Extraction and it'll kill them in roll dodge. Or if you read a roll dodge coming, you can just hit this instead of your concealed weapon and keep pressuring them and not let them have time to heal up. Shocking Contingency, I picked shock damage because of the Storm Calling passive here. It's giving extra shock damage. This is a shock damage, and then it's the direct damage increase on the next move, or the second next move. I don't know how that works, but that's buffing your spam bowl or your incap and just letting you burst people down even harder. You could also run Gladiator's Tenacity here for 8% damage reduction incoming. That's a super good option if you want to stay alive a little better. And then this is our source of Major Prophecy, giving us an insane crit. And then we've got Streak, which is the whole reason I even threw Storm Calling on. I got Grand Overlord on my Sorcerer just because I love Streak so much, but I'll admit I'm a Nightblade at heart. So here I am, main Nightblade with Streak a little bit in here. And then we've got Incap. I prefer it over Soul Harvest right now just because the stun. Major Defile is crazy, but with Concealed Weapon coming out before they can roll and Power Extraction hitting them while they're rolling, you can just stun them and then secure the kill with one of these. Or if they're not going to roll or stand up in time, you just hit them with the Spectral. Back bar is Healing Soul with the Sustain in the middle perk there. It also gives 10% crit chance sometimes. And then Major Vitality, increase healing by 12%. A lot of people are going to say run Healthy Offering, and I totally get it. In Battlegrounds, I do run Healthy Offering just because the Healing Soul always goes to my teammates, which I like doing, but it doesn't ever go to me, so I just die over and over when I use this. So Healthy Offering is a great option if you want to use it, but it does only give 8% on Minor Mending. This one's giving 12%. Without Soul Cleaver on, they're about the same heal, and then this is also giving me crit back. The resources are kind of nullified because Healthy Offering is cheaper. So I'd say this gives me the crit and a little bit extra healing. Vigor is our Minor Resolve and heal over time. It does use Stam though, so watch out for that. And then Hurricane is all another Stam move, so watch that on Sustain. The Minor Expedition is wasted here, but this is our source of Major Resolve. It's also a super nice dot on people you're close by to, so after you Soul Tether or Incap, this is just going to tick on them while they're rolling and kill them. Siphoning, like I said, this is pretty much our entire sustain. It's also a heal over time. The other alternative would be, taking Siphoning off for Dark Magic on a Sorcerer and doing Dark Deal and all that, but then you're giving up either Stamina or Magicka, and I like that you can get both with this, and it's a heal over time. You don't have to click it that often. Race Against Time, I either use that or Ellie Drain, or Elemental Susceptibility here. I was using this a lot, but then I realized I'm getting zerged down pretty hard even with Streak because I see all these roots and snares and all that. So this gives me the immunity. It also gives me Major Expedition now that I dropped Refreshing Path on this build. And it gives Minor Force, which is the real reason I'm running it over Susceptibility. If it didn't give Minor Force, I think I would run that. But it's giving me 10% extra crit damage, which when I'm critting 70% of the time makes up for the 10% loss of not having Major Breach. So all around, great trade there. I think I'm going to use Race Against Time most of the time, unless maybe I'm dueling in particular, then maybe I'll try it. But I'm loving Race Against Time here. Soul Tether is what's really going to allow you to kill good players in a 1vx situation, because if you incap one of them, you're going to die to the other one. So you got to rip the Soul Tether, choose your target carefully, and it's going to heal you while you focus that player down. Super fun ultimate. And then I have also messed around with something else I wanted to do, which is Overload. Super scummy, but hilarious when you're dropping overloads into concealed weapons and spectrals. You can walk up to a group of 5 and one-shot every single one of them just by throwing overloads and spectrals and stuff out. So it's a super fun option. I would recommend trying that out if you do this build just for fun. I like Soul Tether for the 1vx's. Yep, so we are Assassination from Nightblade, Siphoning from Nightblade, and Stormcalling from Sorcerer here. Okay, let me think if there's anything I missed. I did miss armor traits. We're doing well fitted on everything, except reinforced on the heavy chest piece. People use impen a lot. Impen's great. With 6 impen, you're getting about 10-12% crit reduction incoming. But the well fitted is giving us 36% decreased roll dodge and sprint costs. And when you're rolling a ton against a lot of players, you're saving tens of thousands of stamina throughout the duration of a fight. It's going to make stamming out that much harder. So combined with well fitted, streak, race against time, and siphoning, you're just super, super hard to kill, and you can do a lot of kiting. Alright, food, we are using Warzaga's Smoke Bear Hunch. You could also use Jewels of Misrule, really not too big of a difference. Those are just cheaper. And then, I wanted to show the crit actually. So the crit chance, I believe, it's going to be... Okay, we have... That's not right. It is... 60% weapon crit. There it is. 59.8% weapon crit. That did not count the 10% that you are sometimes going to have from Healing Soul. So you have 60 to 70% weapon critical with maximum crit damage. I'm not joking when I say I hit most players for 15k spectrals at a minimum. I'm hitting people for 24k, 25k spectrals. It's just unreal. Good players aren't even seeing it coming this patch. Okay, let's do champion points. Let's do Blue Tree. We've got Focus Mending for single target heals. You could also replace this with Cleansing Revival if you really hate DKs and you feel like you're getting dotted up way too much. We got Master at Arms for direct damage, which is all of our attacks. Fighting Finesse lets us hit crit cap and also gives us some extra crit healing. And then Resilience for crit resist. This is kind of your flex spot, I would say. The crit resist combined with Rallying Cry puts me up to 3630, which is over cap, but you know, with people having extra crit damage, it is still important to have over cap even with this build. So that equates to a really big damage reduction. You could drop Resilience for Backstabber if you really want to nuke people. This puts you even further over crit cap, which is going to let you kill players with full impen that much easier. Red Tree, we've got Sustained by Suffering for about 150 recoveries all the time. Survival Instincts, 25% reduction on roll dodge, block, etc. Pain's Refuge, up to 20% damage reduction when you're 1vx and you have a lot of debuffs on you. It's also important that we're not running the Blue Tree Cleansing Revival, so we're not purging those dots, so we're pretty much having this 20%, or up to 20%, that much more often. Celerity is your flex spot here. I was doing Celerity or Fortified. You could also do Boundless Vitality. This is going to make you harder to kill, but Celerity with Race Against Time and Streak, you're just a bullet train. No one can catch you. So, super fun to just run away whenever you need. Or kite people, you know, run away, get your resources, then go back in and get a kill. Green Tree, not important, but here's what we got. Okay, I believe that covers everything. Super fun build, high damage, decent sustain. Not super easy to pilot because of the sustain issues and you're very squishy, but super enjoyable, high risk, high reward. If you think you can survive pretty well, then I would suggest this. You're going to run around and nuke people. I have a 1vx video I just posted up, so go check that out and you can kind of see it in action. And thank you so much for watching. Later, guys.